It's clearly you.
It is. There we all are. All right. Good. So you said you played 2 rounds of the online tourney here, Andy?
I've actually played 3. Got a third in yesterday.
I haven't checked, but are you near me?
I think I'm ahead of you now. I started off slowly, 3 under, then I went maybe 5 under, and then 7 under, something like that. So I've got better each time. A bit like Rory did.
Don't go doing Rory in the last one. I did okay. He just couldn't see us.
Yeah. But I've got to say, I was quite impressed by the way Harmon went about it. I mean, the more after his, did you see that outrageous stroke of luck that Ram had? That was when he nearly drove it into the gorse.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
And poor old Harmon didn't, and I thought at that point, the wheels are going to come off. But
well, we were hoping he'd drop a couple of strokes at least to make it more interesting. So it would lose.
Yeah.
But we had Jason Day lurking in the wings as well. So
yeah, he came second in the end, didn't he?
Yeah. So if the wheels had fallen off, he would have been in a playoff.
Yeah.
5 or 6. He won't comfortable.
So it was never in doubt.
Never in doubt.
But you see the thickness of this rough here. I didn't really see that many lines in rough where they were literally just hacking it out. I've seen really atrocious things. I think maybe Turnberry one year, and certainly at Muirfield.
Yeah, you just get ones where you can barely hack it out. But
yeah.
It was wispier, this stuff.
This is what gets me as well when you see professionals playing in rain. I mean, they're 223 par 3, and they were easily making it with an iron into a slight breeze.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
Well, our clubs have left it behind, Andy, because their technology is better for a start.
Yeah.
Cricket, isn't it? The cricket bat got thicker and thicker. They're almost locked.
Soon they'll just be 2x4s.
Yeah, they're 4x4s.
4x4s, yeah.
Yes. Oh, by the way, congratulations on retaining the Ashes. Although I fear the weather had a large factor in this.
Yeah. You mean English weather having a major factor on the cricket being played there? No, never.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, very. I mean, a hugely lucky escape, because you think if you lose a single day's play from rain, that's a lot. Yeah. But in this situation, we could have lost a full day's play and still lost. But
yeah.
So it had to be 2 days, which it was. Incredible, really. So, but yeah, I don't think we've not played well at all the way through. And I like Cummins, but I don't like his captaincy. He's very negative in the field in a way that makes it kind of unwatchable from an Australian point of view. I hate seeing six fielders on the fence after 3 overs. You're just thinking
that's not how we used to do
it. No. Well,
it's resembled 100 over limited you know, limited overs sort of thing. That's
Yeah.
the way England seemed to approach it.
Well, the whole ethos of Australian cricket has been to go for the win and attack. So to just, any other captain you'd name over the journey, they'd say, okay, you want to biff it, we're going to put in a bunch of catches in flips, point, gully, you name it, and we might concede a few boundaries, but we'll get you. But Cummins, strangely enough, as a bowling captain, seems to revert to the ultra defensive. And he just seems to think, we'll get you out at the wicket, bowled or LBW or caught behind rather than. So, yeah. But even from the start, I couldn't watch it. As soon as he sent the fielders back, but I'll follow the results.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed, but not to see them at least have 30 or 40 overs maybe to try and skittle them out.
Yeah.
But it wasn't to be.
Nah. Well, yeah,
At the end of the day, I wasn't that much sort of bothered by the fact that England didn't win.
I guess it's all about. That's why it's all about getting those early wins, I guess. That something like that can happen afterwards.
Well, I think I've got it right down the middle again.
Yeah.
Those bunkers will be in play with the tailwind. People will be slightly short. Hard to always maybe 980.
So is it a good course, this one? That is very. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's amazing.
Actually, Dave, I played 3.5 rounds yesterday because the first round I played was, interestingly, I thought fantastic. They've got it sort of set up quite hard, and it was gusty wind, right? It was quite strong. So on the first, for example, I took a 3-wood for a second shot. Actually got a birdie out of it, and I thought, this is, people are going to really struggle on these conditions. So after 9 holes, I was level par, and then of course the game ended because I was just playing tough stuff 9.
Good old
But it was perfectly playable, just
Yeah,
hard.
I played 4 rounds of tough stuff. I enjoyed it.
Right, 6. Let's just have a look at this. Do I really want to be big?
What's the story with these bunkers?
It makes sense.
So they actually build the walls.
Not only that, see the basic bunkers, instead of having sand that slopes upwards, they've had them almost flat. So
Yeah,
it makes
I know.
it even harder.
If you're hard up against the wall,
disaster.
You basically have to play side.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God!
Nice.
Wow.
Who's sending a message? Jesus Christ. You understand? I'd rather you get it now than on first.
Yeah, really.
Well, the ironic thing is, I had a holdout in round 3 of PGLS as well.
Really? Wow.
So that's 2 eagles I've had from the fairway. Oh, I like that. Oh, is this another one? No. To Uncle Dave, did did Dave from Melbourne tell you about how I stole his win on Friday?
No.
No. Would you like to tell him, or shall I?
I think you should, Andy.
Well, can you tell by the tone of his voice that it's still a little bit raw?
He's
Well, Dave,
quite bitter, is he?
Also,
Dave-
my arms are crossed, Dave.
Dave was basically up for quite a bit of the game, but there was always just one or two in it. We came to the 18th, and he was still one up, and it was a par 5, and I think I holed out for an eagle just off the green,
Yep.
and Dave unfortunately didn't get his birdie putt.
Oops.
I got pipped by one for the second week in a row by Andy, snatching victory.
Yeah, I can see that would sting just a little bit.
Yeah, so he's definitely doing my head in at the moment, and now doing things like sinking his approach shot. It's not helping my confidence levels.
This was a hole which surprised me. They were taking irons off the tee. And they were leaving themselves 200 yards or whatever. I don't know whether the tee was further back, but I don't think I saw one shot where they went over the corner.
Like that.
Like that. Mind you, I think Harm was a little bit lucky in that last round because he was only a yard off being out of bounds on the right
Yes.
of the green here.
Yeah, that was a pivotal shot. If it had taken a bad bounce and gone out of bounds, then instead of getting a par, he would have had a double. That would have really changed the whole dynamic. Anything could have happened. That is the smarter shot. Nothing wrong with it.
I think the last time it was held at Hoylake, it was I think Rory McIlroy won it. But the conditions, I'm not sure whether it's that year or the year that Tiger Woods won it, where the fairways literally were parched like this.
Nice shot.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So, it helps if you get on the fairway, doesn't it?
Does. That's your first one, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, had the line again, Andy. Just needed a bit more.
Hmm.
You're skirting with danger there, Dave, aren't you? With that drive.
It's the same shot I hit every time in the online tour, and I cut over that corner all 4 times. No problem.
And
Cool.
how did your time in the big city go? Assuming you travelled down to Melbourne.
I had
Did
a
he-
good.
did he-
I had a good time. Don't get me wrong.
Did he feed you well?
Oh yeah, beautiful steak, cooked perfectly. Some chips on the side. We had some nibbles for the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
It was all very good.
And some
What
fish wine.
Yeah,
What kind of steak did he give you?
I fill it.
Oh,
A 300-gram one, sous vide.
wow.
It was very, very well cooked.
Ooh.
And I got a bit excited. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're up till 2 o'clock drinking.
Both a bit worse for wear this morning.
I was definitely worse for wear. I was standing up and I got, I've got to sit down. Got all
All he
woozy.
was trying to do was make a coffee, and he couldn't get there.
That's terrible.
I had to make him one about 2 hours later.
But
barnstorming start, Andy. Sending a message Thursday. It's
Barns-
speed.
I like that.
Well, or is he spending his bullets? Is that is that the,
Well, possible. I don't know.
I mean,
Three.
how many chip-ins from 200 meters away can you do?
Indeed.
Or is he on a roll?
I'm on a roll.
So this 65-inch TV that we're watching the game on and playing with.
Yeah.
I'm returning it to my sister. It's hers.
Yeah.
She gave it to me thinking he wasn't coming back to Australia, but now that he is, I figure I'll send it back to her.
Yeah.
But
So you
that
have to
means,
get a replacement.
yeah, but it can be a 75-inch. I've done the measurements. It fits by 2 centimeters on each side. It covers the whole entire wall.
So 75 is like the diagonal
Yeah.
measurement.
Yeah.
But and that. Okay.
Yeah, so
Uh-oh.
So how much is a 75-inch screen going to be?
I'm not going to get an OLED one. I'll just get a nice, just a reasonable quality one. It'll be about $1,200-$1,300.
Yeah.
If I got a 75-inch OLED, it would be $4,000.
Yeah. But you can. I've noticed you can pay all sorts of varying amounts of money, can't you?
Yeah. The OLEDs are great because their blacks are proper black. There's no backlighting here, so if they make something black, it's a real black. It's good.
I take it this is the one that you've been looking after for your sister,
Correct.
and she'd like it back, presumably. Yes?
She would, and she didn't say I want it back. She asked me if I would give it back to her because it is my TV. She gave it to me, but I said, yeah, I'll give it back to you. No worries. Might count it as a Christmas gift though. It's got some grumbling, but
You could give it back as a package, and the rest of the package are some chamois scrap.
Oh, look at that.
yeah, 'cause let's
So
face it,
that's the Christmas present. You can have this.
like I say, there's been some quality approach shots tonight. All done.
Well, the weather conditions seem
They're benign.
benign
Yeah.
for Liverpool. Is that a Liverpool sky? Would you say, Andy?
Not this week.
Well, I'd like to see a bit more clouds in the sky, a little bit of breeze. I mean, it's right next to. I mean, it's like most coastal places when you're right next to the water. Even when the weather forecast says it's calm, it's very seldom do you get it calm right on the coast.
We're always amazed when we see the sea in the background, or in this case, the sand, because the sea's gone out about 3 miles.
Yeah.
We don't have those sort of tides here. Not in Victoria, anyway.
Or it's the flatness of the like the undersea plane.
Yeah.
So it takes a while to drop off, doesn't it?
Yeah, you haven't got a continental shelf or something like that. Not around the British Isles. Oh dear me, this is.
They're good things for fishing, continental shelves. All the big fish hang around them.
Right now, these were the bushes on the left that
Ram went to.
Ram went into.
Yeah.
Because they said, oh, it's not built for his sort of shape.
Instead of going into those ones or those ones, we landed in that had a clear shot.
Wow.
It was unbelievable. It was like, yeah, a foot and a half on each side. So it was safe.
Lucky. He's a lucky player by the sound.
but he didn't capitalise on it really. I mean, he went backwards a little bit. I mean, I think he stalled a little bit like McIlroy did on the back nine. I mean, he still finished second though.
They all did the same thing. They were all missing the putts. No one was sinking putts 10 to 15 feet except Harman. He was the only one sinking them.
He's not a very big chap though, is he,
I
Harman?
looked it up. He's only 5'4" or so. Or
Gee.
5'3".
Wow.
Tiny little guy.
Yet you'd have thought that, you know, bigger hitters would have done slightly better in those conditions because of the lack of forward roll on the ball.
Yeah.
Still seemed to be going, you know, once it hit the fairway, it seemed to bounce.
Except in the last round when it just would stop. And it played 30 metres longer. But that still didn't seem to bother him. He was hitting the ball far enough.
I think the difference with pros is they're quite happy at taking, you know, a 4-iron, say, instead of a 7-iron, and getting almost the same degree of accuracy. They may not be distant. Oh my word! Yeah.
But that's pretty good.
Not bad. Yeah.
Yes, those bushes on the left, bloody hell. You want to steer clear of them.
If you get into them in this game, they've got woody branches that can bounce backwards off or stay stuck in there. They're terrible. They're the danger.
That looks really good.
Don't go in the
Uh-oh.
Don't do it.
Oh, oh my God.
It's not where you want to be.
That is punch out backwards.
that's just the greatest sort of understatement coming from Andy there. That's not where you want to be. No, utter and complete abject disaster. That's that's not where you
They were supportive words, weren't they?
They were. It was like trying to minimize the horror.
Well, there wasn't much horror for him after all. All the horrors is Dave. You're going for it, Dave.
Nah.
Technically, you wouldn't have back. You'd have to go sideways.
I don't want to go out a fair bit.
But here you can have a backswing that goes through solid earth.
It's fantastic. Oh, wow.
But as you were saying, there was one guy with big sand, and there were bushes on his backswing. So all he did was just went back 6 inches with the club and bunted it forward about 4 feet. That's all he tried to do, and then he didn't do a proper swing.
Wow, okay.
And also bad.
So he basically lost 2 shots out of it.
Are you talking about Tommy Fleetwood?
I am.
Yeah.
He ended up getting triple bogey on that hole.
Oh, no. Come on.
Of all the time for it.
Come on, Dave. You saw that happen to about 10 players today.
Did I? I was asleep for most of the round.
You probably were asleep. You were gently snoring a bit.
Did you have some of that fish wine again, Dave?
No. No. I was suitably full of
You
fish
were
wine from the
swimming.
night before.
Yeah, well, he certainly was swimming in it the night before, Andy.
Really?
He was like a fish. He was drinking like a fish.
Moki, isn't it?
Silver Moki,
Silver
correct.
Moki, that's the one. Yep. The Grange of Cheap White, it is. Oh yeah, this is doable. What a stupid view, that's the only problem. Is it enough?
That's good.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Well done, yes. Okay, right, well.
There's always a look about those long range cuts that go in. You almost know from a metre or so off the club that they're coming.
I was very happy with that line.
Oh, look at this.
Wow, Andy's on fire. 5 under after 6 under after 5. That's,
2 eagles.
that
That's
is
obscene. Isn't it?
outrageous, Andy.
Well, I would say it's the recognition recognition of some incredible iron play and drive.
Wow.
The gamesmanship starts early.
Wow. You seems like people are smelling themselves already.
He's imagining that trophy in the air.
This is home. Is it a matter of home country advantage?
Well,
Mostly.
the wheels have fallen off. I suppose the pitching is out of the question.
Right. I feel time for a Super Bowl.
On a dead straight approach, why not?
Yes. Because it'll take 4 yards off the shot, which I need for it to be just the right distance.
Oh man. Oh, look at this. It's actually
That's
coming
a
in.
miserable super
Oh,
hook.
that is just yeah, well done.
Stellar. I think that's the word you're looking for. Stellar. Very.
It's like the heroine of golf.
Everyone, all the gallery out on the right side, they were packing up their folding chairs and running, you know, and then they realised they didn't have.
Why is it you think that galleries, I don't know whether they were Americans or whether they were English people trying to ape Americans, but why do they, as soon as the ball is struck, they go on to a range of shouts and, you know, from the ubiquitous, get in the hole, you're the man. Why do these people do it?
I don't know, and especially when someone tees off on a par 5 and there's about 6 people yelling, go in the hole off the tee shot. It's just so nonsense.
It's funny too, isn't it? Because you're right. Because they're actually yelling out after the shot's been played.
Yeah.
So they're effectively just yelling at the ball.
Yeah, which we all know talking to golf balls doesn't work.
Which is already implied. So yeah, no, it's very strange. It's like in Aussie rules, I guess, if everyone started yelling after the guy kicked the ball for goal and then saying, "Don't go."
Yeah, but it is almost a tribal thing. It's just
It
yelling
is.
in support.
I think the go in the hole, that's almost ironic these days, especially on the par.
Oh, I swear they must have put on the back of Augusta
Yeah, I
entrance
remember you
tickets.
saying this. If you do this, you're off.
Yeah, because they don't yell it. It's the only place they don't yell it, and they were yelling it there.
But you know, I mean, occasionally the crowd also. I mean, do you remember there was a guy called Andrew Johnson,
Beef.
Andrew Beef Johnson. Beef.
He was commentating this week, Andy.
Look at that.
Was he?
That's a Super Bowl 30.
That was a good up and down.
Yeah, he was he commentated for about 4 or 5 hours yesterday and today, and he was quite good. I suspect he might make it a full-time job after he quits golf, if he hasn't already. You know, he's a bit like Ian Baker Finch, very knowledgeable, talks well.
Yeah.
Seems like a nice guy.
One of my favourite sports commentators of sports people who retired and became commentators.
Yeah.
John McAfee. he's fantastic. Someone who was super bright during his day. It's not surprising that he was insightful, but he was also really funny.
And
all the time.
how was his attitude towards players that cause trouble to the umpire?
Yeah.
I can't actually recall, but I think it might have been sympathetic.
The umpire or the player?
No, to the player.
I knew that's what you meant. I would have bet he would have won on that side of the coin.
bit like Matty Richardson AFL. Whenever a player blows up on the field, he's always
Yeah, if he was the tribunal, yeah, no one would ever get suspended.
go,
Oh, fuck.
Take it easy next time, will you? How many fairways tonight, Dave?
I think I've hit one. Doesn't bode well.
Well,
I'm spraying them left and right. It's not like it's consistent.
it's funny. So this course is named Hoylake because I just glanced at it, in the newspapers, and I assumed it was Hollyoak because I didn't look at it.
And amazingly, we do have a horse called Hollyoak.
Mm.
Great.
Tell you what, I did think. I mean, you can see all the houses on the other side of the perimeter fence where you could in the TV coverage, and when you think that those fencings would have been, without those fences there, people would have. I suppose they might have been able to just hop over their fences onto the course itself.
Yeah.
But can you imagine having those, quite a nice view out onto the local golf course, and then for 2 or 3 weeks you've got all these big sort of fencing sort of panels.
Yeah, wouldn't be great.
Especially when it's the big tournament that you probably want to watch
Yeah.
from your balcony or.
Well, my wife said, "Well, I know what you'd be doing." I said, "Oh, I know what I'd be doing. I'd be going out and hiring one of those chairs that
Cherry
uh,
picker.
Oh, scissor lift.
that lifeguards sort of would get
Yeah.
on top." What do you
And
think
if
of
you
that?
wanted to get on TV, you'd dress as a lifeguard and be drinking beer or something.
Yeah, with your binoculars.
Oh, this is kind of between clubs
They love
here.
focusing on things like that.
An inflatable rubber duck.
Wearing it.
Oh, that's a nice
That's a
line.
sort of fun.
Yeah, they look for all the unusual things, and they always find plenty.
Diddy was on this year again. Well, I was saying he's been coming every year, and to most stages for about 25 years now.
Wow. Yeah, there was a guy in America who followed a gridiron thing, and he went to all matches, and he always had an expensive seat, and he dressed as a wolf, and he was called the Wolf of whatever.
Yeah.
And never missed a game for years and years and years, and they arrested him the other day, and they charged him with a string of bank robberies. He didn't have a job, and the only way he could afford these good tickets was to rob banks. He's been doing it for years.
Wow.
He got 25 years.
Wow.
Stuff now.
He's now the wolf of
No,
Angola.
he might be the sheep where he's gone,
Yeah.
and the wolf's already there.
It's hard to live up to a reputation, isn't it? Maybe he bought the tickets for real at first, stretching his finances, and then he thought, they love me. I've got to
He lived
by
in his,
any means.
he lived in his mum's basement.
It's in. No, it's not.
Well,
It was in until it wasn't.
yeah, you've burnt it. Oh no, that's Dave. Because I was going to say you've burnt through.
I basically did then what half the players were doing all day.
Yeah. Shaving the hole.
Yep.
Only my Japanese milk has evaporated
All right,
in this warm room.
there's only one more. Oh, you've done it again.
They're all doing it.
Thanks, Tony. It's good having him here instead of Sprite. At least I get to use.
Yes, you have your own little slave man for the night.
Little slave.
The wrong term to use when I'm in the gaming room, Dave.
You're right.
Yeah, as long as you don't refer to Phil as your manservant, I mean, that would be totally inappropriate.
You beauty. Yeah, you can't even use that term now, probably.
What's that?
Manservant. Is that politically correct?
Well, there's two parts of it. Both of them are non-PC.
Well,
you
fair
can't
enough.
say man and you can't say servant.
Yeah.
So
True.
you'd
But
have
maybe
to,
two wrongs make a right.
you'd have to say person domestic.
Person.
Or
We don't want to get.
how
We
about-
don't want to monetized here. Well, this one needs a hook. We draw it round for us around these trees.
well, I've been playing a fade off here every time, actually, because there's more room in that little triangle of fairway. I think that's even if you tug it left, it should be okay.
Yeah, you've got to hit almost over the out of bounds wall.
Yeah, it feels semi-blind, but that's interesting that we've taken the exact opposite strategy both times. Dave's on the corner strategy as well. It worked
You take the draw.
How much further did he get than me?
Oh,
2 yards. Let's see what Andy does.
yeah, I'm might have missed it.
Really needs to fade.
I did.
Oh, well judged. Very well judged.
Well, one thing for sure, we're rattling through these holes, aren't we?
Yeah, I think having the VLI makes it faster. You're not waving things around so much.
And of course, there's not the nothing really riding on this. This is just familiarising.
Yeah.
I mean, we played it more than Uncle Dave has, obviously. So some of the holes are starting to become a bit more familiar.
To be honest, I'm not really waving the BLI around much to learn the greens. Kind of see them. I'd even turn it off and just go without it because I've used it the whole the online tour. Turn my BLI off. There we go.
This is still a racing game, though, isn't it? Or is it just pure practice?
Just
It takes
pure
stats.
practice. No stats.
No
Andy probably wishes we were.
That's right on it.
It is. As soon as that came off the club, I was thinking very close.
It's adjacent.
It is adjacent. Oh yes.
Pure.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. That it wanted to go several different ways, didn't it? But held its lines.
Nice. It's pretty straight.
Well, at least you had a good look at it.
Yeah.
Got past.
Need that good look. And off the eye.
Excuse me.
Get back on the the horse again. 246. The one thing that is a pity is that par 3 has obviously been an adjustment to the course in the last few years.
Yeah, because it's quite terrifying for players if it's anywhere near hard. Today was the only day it was playing okay because it was soft.
Yeah. Come on. No, I've tugged it. Might be in the bunker. Oh, shouldn't be too bad from there. I think I've got just enough room.
It's exciting.
We'll find out.
Indeed.
I was reading a thing about. I saw a thing about what Ken Brown, one of the BBC commentators, did. He was talking about what they were doing, what they did in the bunkers, and I thought, bloody hell, these are professionals. They're saying, well, they sort of raked them up in the. Well, you'll see what I mean when I get to it. But it seemed to me as though they went out of their way to make it as the bunkers as fair as they possibly could be, given the fact that they're pot bunkers. So if you look at my bunker shot there, sort of just before the sod wall, you've got a slightly different texture there. Looks as though it's a bit roughed up. And they were saying that they've obviously, before the start of the championship, they made sure that there was a little lip so that the ball wouldn't jam in right next to the base of the sod wall. And I think, well, that's part and parcel of playing in the to these kind of bunkers, that you're so frightened of it that you'll sort of go to the bigger side of the green.
Yeah, well, the way they're kind of flattened out instead of raising up towards the face of the bunker is really getting to the players.
I think we saw a few examples of really awkward stances. That's that was stuffing them up, not being able to stand in the bloody things.
Yeah, well, the Americans, they're all soft from playing their easy bunker. They get the same setup every week.
Yeah.
It's not even a penalty, really, over there.
Oh. Good start. You seem to know what you were doing, Dave.
But don't look to me for guidance. Whatever you do.
But I did.
Well, it worked. And Dave's opening up the green a little bit.
Opening up the first cut. I think that stuffed my chances. 12% power loss. You guys are definitely in range. I am not. Disappointed.
Yeah, the rough that I saw was largely what you've just been playing out of. I didn't really see knee-high stuff at all.
Well, strangely enough, most of the knee-high stuff was on and around the tees. You could see lots of real cabbage there.
Yeah.
Equal cut.
250. Snatched a little bit. Now, one thing about that Open that really, really annoys me is I saw the interview that Rory McIlroy gave to the BBC, link person, and I thought, what an inane question. The commentary guy. Oh, you got the wrong one, didn't you?
Yes.
And he was interviewing Rory McIlroy in the same kind of way that people interview politicians. They want them to slip up to make. So he was asking him, bearing in mind he's just won the Scottish Open, bearing in mind these fields are 120, 140 plus. So the odds of even the best players winning on a particular week are actually pretty slim.
Yeah.
And they say, now that you've had so many top tens in majors since the last one you won, are you starting to get concerned that you'll never win a major again?
Oh.
This type of thing.
Yeah.
Dumbass question.
I can't remember the exact words that McIlroy sort of said, but he was very, very good at, well, these are the sort of questions that people ask who aren't in the know. The fact is that there are large fields every week, and you can't just sort of, gear your game to majors at golf in the way that tennis players can, for example. So I wasn't very impressed with. And the same dickhead was doing the stuff at Wimbledon as well.
Oh, I don't know about your BBC, but our ABC news is getting worse by the year. Just keeps getting more and more clickbaity and just generally less relevant for me.
And I think I've got to say, blokes generally are worse at it than females. I don't know what it is about blokes who are doing these kind of things, but they really do, especially at sports. They just want a reaction.
Yeah.
I think you're not interviewing a politician, for God's sake.
Back, I've got to let Phil in.
Yes, you do kind of think, for in Rory McIlroy's case, he's had 2 weeks where he may have been deemed a failure, although he's come first in the Scottish Open, which had a quality field, and in some respects it was tougher because it was windier, not as wet. And he's come, what, 5th or 6th in the Open tied? I mean, that's not a bad couple of weeks, really, is it?
And I watched him have 25 putts, missed by less than half an inch. It just comes down to that. They go in or they don't. And he's putting his foot down, trying to
Intimidate.
well, they're trying not to get affected. Of the big.
389, huh?
Looks
Yeah, you get a prize if you hit the fairway with the driver.
wow, that is a really
That's a prize earning shot. Look at that.
centre. You
You
couldn't
earned
have placed it any better.
Mayor's office.
Fish fine, Dave. Next time you're down here.
Fantastic.
But I do have some bad news for you.
Well, I was going to say that bottle that I started, the third one.
Yeah, there's 2/3 of it left, Dave, but I don't think it's going to be there.
No, I encourage you to drink it, Dave.
All right.
Oh, I thought I would hit the fairway.
I don't need much encouragement.
What is
Well, you're about to find out. I'm
Oh.
going to go.
Phil can have a glass of fish wine and critique it.
It's the Grange of Cheap White.
I heard you say that,
I meant it.
and
Andy's had it.
everything that I don't even like white, let alone cheap white. So,
Yeah, but you haven't had the Grange of Cheap White.
oh,
I'll just give you a sip out of my glass.
yeah.
I won't pour you a glass. Yeah, all right, let me out. I'll drink it. Worked it out.
Oh, nice shot.
It is a very nice shot.
It'll do.
Got some very drizzly sort of weather in Melbourne here tonight. Very Liverpool. perhaps.
Oh, I wanted a bit of bite.
Yes, I've seen those Kiwi tricksters.
Have a sip. I haven't had any yet.
That's all right.
Yeah, it is all right.
$7 a bottle, Phil.
It's pretty good. Well, the best thing is that it isn't really sweet.
No, Dave can drink it all night.
And I do.
Comes down for a send-off again. Which is what happened last time.
A send off.
Yeah.
Send off? Who's send off?
Well, he came ostensibly it's to watch the last video. We watch it on KO the
Yeah.
next morning.
Yeah.
And spend Sunday night drinking and eating and carrying on.
Sounds good.
Well,
That
it's.
looks very good.
Oh!
That's what Rory McIlroy did about 5 times today, Andy.
Oh my god.
This one's a gift.
You're right.
There are one or two. This was one green but there are a couple of greens which are pretty flat actually. I think the third is if you get it within 15, 20 feet. There's, the issue comes when you miss the green.
You can get some pretty gnarly ones off the fall-offs.
Yeah.
Well, this is tightening up somewhat.
It is 457. Good scores.
Yeah, but Dave started hitting the ball straight off the tee.
Well,
He's
that,
getting
that,
into the mix.
that was an unbelievable drive from us.
The middle of the narrowest.
Yeah,
Fairway.
yeah. It was like it was not so much fairway as snake.
But of
And this
course,
was-
you realise what's going to happen now is you're
It's
going to miss
bounce.
it.
It does need a bounce, and it's not going to do it.
That's all right.
It's not bad though.
It's only first
no,
cut.
no bunkers in his way.
I've opened the green up very nicely.
Mm.
Well, yeah, I can see. Definitely left is good. Try and cut it. Just fade forward in a little bit. Did I draw it too much?
No, that looks pretty good.
I think I drew it too much.
Oh, you're right. Look, too much.
Yes, indeed, you were right.
And it's
Uh,
from a mistake.
Mm.
Right, let's have a look. Where that goes.
Japanese milk.
I have, and that'll be it for me.
Always well.
I know, but the second one never tastes as good as the first.
The driver's fine.
It's green days.
Yeah, it's. I think those bunkers are a little bit further.
Out of curiosity, what could it be? Oh, man. Oh my god!
All the good stuff's in there.
Oh my god! So, would you be arrested if you were found with it?
I don't know.
Has it got a prescription?
The other bag. The new that one's got all the goodies.
It was a bit heavier.
Big plastic thing and you see it and it's great. It's such a treasure trove.
Yeah, it's got that whiff about it, hasn't it?
Three rolled ones.
It's unbelievable. This is like. It's clear that you don't actually partake because no one who actually partook.
What is going on in the closet there?
What happens in the closet stays in the closet.
You haven't removed your socks, have you, Dave?
No, but it's something with a similar aroma.
God, let's not go there at all.
Considering Dave's going to upload this to YouTube, probably correct. Right, 1, 2, 3, 7 inches downhill. It's going to break a heap. It's going to break. That hard.
I said to Justin, I'll meet you halfway.
Yeah.
We managed to. I got to the other place and came back and he was just crossing the road.
What a good
Nice. How did that happen?
It was like that.
Well, I slightly cut the corner of the path. You know, thinking he And I was looking at the road at the same time, I was inspecting it. Somehow, maybe I'll ask him when he get back. Maybe he cut the park even more than me.
I would have been confused, Justin.
You're coming after me, I think. So,
I left a message to him saying I've arrived at the car. So,
Still didn't seem like it was
no, I mean, if you're meeting someone, yeah.
Well, look at this thing. I'm within 2.
Minus, wow, but on day.
Yeah, it was okay. I'm gonna play that there.
Beautiful look. That's a good shot. To the heart of it.
They didn't. I think I'm going to give you a line, Dave.
Yeah.
I'll give you some clue.
I'm still using the BLI, so
I'll turn mine back on. It's 3 of us.
centre of the green.
That'll be a read today.
Well,
Yeah,
nobody
well-
really,
Really, the
Straight.
only horrible spot is short and right in that front top bunker. So,
yeah.
nothing unreasonable about what we did. Not bad. Not early. Number.
Oh, too much.
You give it a go.
Don't go one then.
Yeah, don't want to do that on Thursday when I've got no BLI.
Well, you're not going to be doing it on Thursday. You'll be doing it on Friday.
Friday game.
Correct.
You just threw that in there to see whether anybody else was paying attention.
No, it was just my goldfish brain, Andy. I forgot.
Come on. Oh, you swine. This is another green which hasn't got a great deal of slope on it. It looks as though it slopes more.
It's interesting, even in the Tour de France, where you've got an actual camera, hard to show the amount of slope. Oh, that's... Look at that, you're on fire.
Oh, the last place and semi-despondent about to have a crack at the lead. Big turnaround.
It is.
He's coming at me.
So if he was despondent, is he now despondent?
Correct.
Well, I'm not sure how much this is actually telling Dave or any of us, because one thing it should be telling you is how much easier putting is with the BLI. It just takes a little bit of indecision, especially with those putts where you just can't see whether it's and are not sure whether it's actually going left to right or right to left.
Yeah, the BLI, or lack of, is going to
Well,
make
you're
all
just
the...
toying with the course now, Dave.
Yeah,
You see these problematic bunkers last. I prefer to go a little bit further away from the
That's
Wonder
right down the middle.
It sure wasn't this colour today.
No.
Pitch rain. It was raining non-stop as well, and most of yesterday.
alright, 3 good drives.
This was another hole where there was. I very seldom saw them driving to the point where they could see the green, seemingly. They were driving over bushes on the left-hand side here, quite often. They were so frightened of driving them into these fairway bunkers. They'd rather have 200 yards with an iron than 150 or 140, and yet the bunkers are in play. Oh, it's gone with very low trajectory.
It's a very exciting shot, Dave.
It's exciting, isn't it? Yeah.
But I'll give me a feel for how much more I have to get it next time.
Yeah.
It's going to be windy at times. So you're going to drive down from Mount Beauty on Friday to watch the first round, or you're going to watch it from there? Oh, you got the radio station.
Friday night's radio station.
I'll just tell
Natalie to do
yeah,
it.
Natalie can do it. Yeah. She knows the ropes.
Yeah, she won't. But I mean, she could if she wanted to. She doesn't want to. She likes just being there
Well, she can give me special guest commentator if she wants.
on this.
All right, 45 feet, 28 inches.
Adjacent.
Nice.
But maybe next Monday for round 2.
Next Monday, definitely, I'd say.
6.
Really good.
Nice.
Oh!
That's 3 you've shaved like that, Andy.
Oh, it's more than 3, I reckon.
It might even be 4.
Oh, it might be about 7. So Tigers weekend
And Demons.
Demons the week before.
Oh,
I just got sent a text saying you're now doing to teams what teams used to do to you.
You did it to Adelaide again today.
Yeah,
Or yesterday. So that was well done by the Tigers.
and now it was super well done. We went and saw Mission Impossible in Bright, and so I didn't know before about halfway through the first quarter, and I came out and I thought, wonder what's going to happen. It goes, amazing comeback from Tigers, drawn by a point. I'm going, you're goody. So I didn't get the downside of being down 6 goals,
Yeah.
which I would have turned it off anyway at that point, I think. They're underestimating us, which I like.
Ah.
The there'd be bunkers up there, Dave. Oh,
The dance floor. It's not too. I mean, it's
Fine now.
lengthwise. It was perfect. You're not that far away.
That's all right. Yeah, 20 odd foot, just off the club.
well, you've probably got a bit of water on the ball,
Yes,
Dave. That,
yes. That was happening to some of the players a lot today.
Well,
that's a very interesting shot.
I don't.
Well, I don't want to be long here. I can see a little ridge running across that.
Good practicing the timing of the shot because it's a much shorter shot.
Um, 4-6. Really do with a.
Sheens a remarkable
He's-
fight.
Like 4 consecutive birdies. Well, 4 out of 5.
Dave, you were either 5 or 6 behind Andy early. I know.
Yeah, I know. I've managed to birdie everything on the back 9 so far.
Yeah, wow.
I don't think I'm going to birdie this hole though.
In. Flop is the shot. Some shit.
Learnings.
Yeah.
Get your fancy learnings.
See, I learned an important lesson there. Don't cheat from shots like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, with that.
Okay.
Perfect place in the bunker to be, really, isn't it? Really?
Sitting up nicely.
The low. Ooh.
Ooh.
Grazed it again.
Yeah, we should call you Bernard.
You should call me what?
Bernard. Because, yeah, Bernard.
Oh, dear.
Dad jokes are on point.
They don't get any better, Bill.
I'll tell you another one. Afraid that I might have.
And then it'll be documented on YouTube as well. So even though it's a living shame.
Yeah.
Lovely.
It was straight.
You brought that on yourself. Good.
What happened? I thought I was going to be belted when it first took off, but it was a good read.
Yeah, I suspect it would have gone 10 feet past if it had missed. And it would have enough pace to control it.
Look at this. -7, 2 -7s, -5. You're going for heading for record rounds here at Hoy Lake.
This has been the 3-ball to watch. It's been
has.
quality golf at different times from different people.
Will be the featured group on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave, is that?
He's
A
playing with
mistake.
these bunkers.
He is. He's. And he's
Oh.
saying,
Don't matter.
I look into the mouth of the beast and I laugh.
Well, it's just lucky I'm not a beast.
I shouldn't have said mouth. I should have said gaping maw.
I might be in range. 260, 5 out.
Of course you are, Dave. 272. You'd love to be 5 yards further.
I sure would. You can get 5 yards further. Got the secret
Maybe.
sauce. I don't know what it is, but you can hit the ball a little bit further than both.
Bit of a fade on that as well to shape it around.
All these brutes are about 5 meters.
262, 10
Yeah.
yard.
Showing off, man. That's definitely in your wheelhouse.
It is in my wheelhouse. I feel confident. I want to make another statement. I'm going to go for an albatross.
Do that. We'll have to accept. We'll be forced to accept your statement. He's going for another bunker.
No, he's all right. Oh, yes. No.
Good bounce. Oh,
He's at the back of the bunker.
No, I think he's all right. He's middle there.
Just absolutely nailed. Good. It's not far off what I wanted.
That's a lovely line, I think.
Couldn't hit it any further than that. That's all I had it.
Oh, you just 12 yards short, Dave.
I just need, as you say, I needed that extra 6 to 7 meters.
Let's see where this goes. It's not a million miles away. Oh, just a bit on the right, though.
Not much green to play with there.
no. I think Dave might be in the best position here.
Yeah, except I'm playing out of
Got
this
it.
shit.
I think that's a technical term for he's in a hazard.
Oh, long and right, disaster.
Oh, it is long and right. It's a mistake.
Oh my god. Oh,
And he has lost his turn.
that's diabolique.
That was the 90-foot splash.
You've gone full Tommy Fleetwood, Dave.
Eh?
Calm down.
Did anyone see the amateur who was up in the lead or very close to it after round one?
Yes, I saw him.
I saw a few of the initial holes in round two, and he was all over the place.
And my real life golf swing was more accurate than his at first few holes. But he's got the most unusual swing the way because he's so tall and he kind of bends his knees on the way down.
Yeah. It did not look a graceful swing at all. And of course, the ball was carting over left and right, and
You can just imagine after the first round where he did okay and he was awake all night thinking of how magnificent his next round was going to be. And it all just turned to a walking nightmare, didn't it, by the sound?
So in his head instead of just playing a shot at a time.
Yeah.
Not going well and you're pretty choking.
Yeah,
Don't just say that, you're in trouble.
but he did get the silver medal for the low amateur, didn't he?
Yeah, he did okay in the end. He only ended up about 3 over for the entire tournament, which was fantastic given
And another amateur was better than that.
no other amateur made the cut.
Oh, okay.
That I was aware of.
Okay. Well, that is good.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Justin Rose years ago who came like second?
I can't remember that.
Yeah, Justin.
And it was on the back of that result that he actually turned professional.
Yeah, it was Royal Birkdale when he holed out on the 18th. He was in all sorts of bother and hacked out on a horrible line, the rough, way short of the green in two, and then holed out from pretty heavy rough for an outrageous birdie. I remember that. It
At
was
the
young.
Sprays almost.
Yeah,
Wow.
I remember that shot.
Yeah, I was going to be impressed with your memory, but I guess that is something memorable that you would remember if you'd seen it.
I can't remember who won it that year. It might have been O'Meara who won it, or I think it was O'Meara because he won at Birkdale. I remember.
I remember Rose went professional. I thought this might be the best you ever played, but he's actually had a very good career.
Yeah.
I liked Mark O'Meara.
Yeah,
He seemed like a nice guy.
and he was an exciting player. Ooh,
Just toying with it.
yeah.
Oh, that's Bunkin ring.
No, it's not. He's toying with it as well.
Oh!
Whoops.
Oh no!
Ah,
Wow.
Well done. This is let you back into it.
Hey, there's an opening.
I was just thinking there, standing on this bloody tee, I thought, this is one drive.
Uh-oh.
no, you're right.
Hello.
You're okay. Just.
Yeah, being interrupted now.
Yeah, didn't run
What's your percentage last day?
Only 7%.
Oh, that's not bad. First cut.
Good. Yep, adjacent.
Nice.
Cool.
Ooh.
7 feet. It's only about the angle's about 45 degrees, so I've got to. So this is right.
Make the walls with there. Is it some sort of thatch? Sort
Clay.
Yep. Nice.
Undry. Get out of the bunker. There was only about 10 feet of green to play with. It was about a foot and a half short of the bunker wall.
Mm.
And he's just tried to go vertical and he didn't quite make it. It hit the 2/3 of the way up the bunker wall, but then went straight up in the air with topspin and then rolled down the embankment of the bunker and ended up 6 inches from the hole. And everyone's just looking at the shot he's done, and then he just stands in the bunker and goes, it's hilarious. And then everyone went berserk. It's great.
Oh, that's funny.
Right.
I guess you get enough bad luck in golf, don't you? But then the good luck comes.
Yeah, you might as well have some fun with it.
Whoa!
Oh!
He had a bit more than you bargained for there.
You were trying to emulate that guy, were you?
No. Yeah. Seek some refuge in salmon.
Right at it.
Looks good, Andy. Oh, there's the bounce.
Lovely.
Yeah, for 3. It's even things up, really, hasn't it? Oh yes.
Yep.
That's what-
I can see the shot. That was great.
Fantastic.
Did you feel the shot?
I did feel the shot.
He was the shot.
Became one with the shot.
Ah.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Well, that could have been Coyton's.
Well, it is a very tight game. You're all on course for. I think this might be a record trio. Wow.
We're all going to be 7 under going into the last.
Yeah, this is the first time you've seen us play with the BI turned on, so we can
No,
read
no.
our plots.
I've seen it before. You haven't quite scored. But a combined minus 22.
There's no wind. It's set up about as easily as we can set it up.
Well, I'm sure that we won't be playing anywhere near as easy as this.
No, I'm sure of it as well.
The Queens aren't too bad. Like,
Well, I was going to say, I was thinking before. I mean, I've been suffering with playing at greens 9, 10, and 11 stimp as of you, Dave, the last few days, and actually going up to 14. This course, considering the conditions they used at PGLS, would have more than cater for, stimp 14.
Absolutely. And it should have been at least Sim 13 for two of the 4 rounds. If not 3. I don't know why they don't try and emulate the actual conditions. Most direct line.
At 238.
Yeah.
I think the real problem with this tee shot is if you've got a hard left-right wind. That's when it might get really interesting.
Yeah.
Because the carry there, the bunkers are probably, especially if you've got a wind which is left, right, and slightly against, as you've got those bunkers in play off the tee, and you've obviously got the out of bounds.
Mm-hmm. It's got to be shots free with them.
Do you know one thing? These bloody grandstands, they I don't think it was quite as big as this at Hoylake, but it was still a big structure.
blocks the wind.
What a shot.
Good shot.
You could have been luckier there too.
Could have, yeah. As soon as he left the club on, exactly right. It's got an easy thing.
On this sort of hole, if you had one
Right at
that flew
It's
miles to the
a
right,
great
it's
one.
fine.
Yeah,
Oh, it's big though.
I had nothing. I
right back.
wasn't going to chop it, Andy. I had to hit full with a flop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you duffed your shot as a real player.
That's the 5 foot.
That's
It's
going
not
to be
bad.
alright.
Soft landing.
Yeah, nice. Fine, Andy.
28, 23, and 53.
Well, Dave's got a shot. I've got the
Well, Dave, you can sneak into at least a tie of the lead if you hold that putt of yours from 23 feet.
Oh, I fancy it. See.
And I'm kind of going to show you the line as well. Not that you need it, but it'll confirm what the BLI is going to tell you.
Dave,
It's
oh, Dave, we're starting the curve in.
it was.
No.
All comes down to this for 6. It's can't stand.
Ah,
That's not
Never
good.
gonna miss. Well done, Andy.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Wow. Look at
Is
that.
that your
Nice.
third eagle for the round?
Did you get 3 eagles for the round?
Oh no, I've left it short. Oh,
Might have
Worst
missed
putt
it.
ever.
Might have missed
Yeah,
it.
worst. That's 10 under.
Well, I
Combined 26.
don't know what to say, but if you just form an orderly queue, I'll give you a virtual autograph.
Oh.
I'm
So
all heart.
what's the path?
So
72.
72.
Yes.
So 62 and 264.
Yeah, but look at those back nine. He was charging.
31.
Well, compare it to the front.
oh, you're
front
right,
one.
Phil. I did have
Ooh.
3 eagles.
5 consecutive birds.
I'm fine on that back nine.
Yes.
Although Andy had a beautiful 29 on the front.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outrageous. 29 with a bogey.
Oh, look at that though. What's happened to the mailman's driving? I eclipsed the pair of you. What's going on?
What a pity it doesn't count, Andy.
Yeah. Look at the putting though. Wow.
128. That's pretty good.
That's a
putting
fancy
all round.
putting. Yeah. You won't see that on Friday or Monday, I
And,
don't.
No.
and that's with the hole being burned consistently.
It's with the being a high tone, it really is easy.